Hey, Tobias. How you doing? Doc was in here talking about how you guys had gone over to expect them to come out with force and intensity. Did you not match that, or what? How do you analyze it?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely didn't match that. We knew obviously after game one that they were going to come out here with more energy and more pop just overall, and they did. They got pretty much every 50-50 basketball that was out there, the hustle plays, offensive boards that led to, open threes as well. And for us, there was just too many times, too many empty possessions where, that didn't result in a make shot for us that allowed them to get out and run and have us on our heels and be able to make plays. So, we have to be better as a whole group. Defensively, we have to be better of keeping them in front of us for the majority of the game. And then offensively, we have to move the basketball and make plays for one another out there to lead to open looks and to make them, put them in positions to put them in closeout positions for us to drive and kick. Obviously game one, it worked for us because we were making a lot of shots. But tonight, when the shots aren't falling, we got to figure out. We have to find different ways to create momentum, create rhythm, create flow out there.
I guess to that point, you guys obviously have played way, way more games with Joel than without. But now with getting him back, just what are going to be the biggest keys to kind of recapture and just kind of click back into just the way you guys played obviously for the majority of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's only been like 2 games without him, so we obviously it's not like we haven't played half a season without him. So it's just us figuring out ways to get him in his spots to be dominant out there. And for him as well, just getting the rhythm, getting comfortable out there on the floor to make his plays and play his game how he does. Obviously, they're showing different schemes defensively versus him, but we definitely got to get him going early in the game and see how they're playing and just fuel off of that. If they want to double team him, swing and get downhill, create some open looks for us as a whole group. But we'll adjust it and make adjustments for game 3 and be ready to get a victory.
Tobias, from a psychological standpoint, where are things at for you guys going to Philly for Game 3? And that you obviously got what you wanted here in a split, but the MVP comes back and they have this type of a dominant performance.
Yeah, I mean, we're on to the next page right now, and that's for us to go home and be ready to get a victory on our home floor. Obviously, this is not the performance we wanted in Game 2. And they came out and just took the victory, from early on in the game, and they just came out with that fire and that grit to win. But for us as a group, we know coming into Game 3, we need to be ready and come out with that same type of energy, and find our momentum, find our energy, find our flow out there, and be able to be dominant. So that's our mindset. In the playoffs, I say it, more than anything, playoffs is about physical and mental recovery. So being able to say, okay, this wasn't our game, let's make adjustments, let's get ready for Game 3, and let's get ready to have a hell of a night. And that's how we have to look at it. And at the same time, we just have to have that approach. It's the playoffs. Obviously, we swept round 1. We came here, we won. So, a loss like this is like, nobody's sitting around saying, oh, my gosh, we're supposed to go undefeated all throughout the playoffs. But we know we have to get back on track for Game 3.
Tobias, James was highlighting spacing as a key issue tonight. What do you attribute that to, and how do you go about fixing that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's for the whole group to figure out. The spacing and creating driving lanes, that's the biggest thing for us. And we can figure out different ways to gain more spacing. I think obviously that starts with getting stops and getting out and running and creating, allowing us to push the pace out there. And then outside of that, just getting that ball hopping around, moving. And, that creates other defenders out there to be able to figure out how they want to play. Are they switching? Are they, showing? Whatever it may be. So, it's a full effort on the spacing front, but we do have to be able to, figure out who has the ball, who has a mismatch, and how that person can get downhill and create plays for other guys.
Tobias, I'm just curious, how did you think Joel looked, and how close was he to the guy that, has dominated this league and won the MVP this year?
No, I thought, obviously he was, he's battling and coming back from an injury. So, it's hard to I'm not making excuses for him, but, playoffs, second round, intensity, physicality, ups, all those things keep up. And for him, I think, he got out there and was just trying to really feel himself out there and see, what felt right for him. Obviously, he's not 100%, but at the end of the day, he's out there and he's giving his all, and that's all we can ask for. And, game 3, I think he'll have even more of a comfort level out there, and you'll see him be as dominant as he can be. All right, guys.